One of the things that,
Well, one thing I like to change is
What is one thing that I can change?
The one thing that I could change.
well, one thing I can change in my community.
I feel like the one thing that I could change is helping youth, because I feel like youth these days really don't have a mentor in their lives. And whether that's a mentor at school, their teachers, or a coach, they really need somebody who's in the community, who's that solid, stable person, to be there for them, to help them make those huge life decisions that they have to make every day.
One thing I can change in my community is to keep my community clean and safer, and also in good shape.
One thing I can improve in my community is getting together with the neighborhood association and getting. We get together every summer. I help organize like groups. We get together and we just get to know each other. I mean, you get people on your block or from the next block over, and you get together and you get to know each other. And when you know each other, things work better. I mean, you don't have to worry, oh, what's my neighbor doing? You know, things like that. And all the kids get to know each other. You can be role models for the kids as they're out of school, get together, play sports, have fun.
There's a thing called broken windows theory. I think they tried it out in New York, maybe Maine, and I think in Michigan. And it's pretty much the idea that if you make the community look nice and presentable and tidy, that crime will go away. That gangs and murderers and robbers and all those kind of people kind of flock to areas that are seedier looking, that have graffiti all over the place, that have trash, not a huge presence of policing, stuff like that. They kind of flock to those areas. And again, I don't know if it's true or not, and it's a little bit bigger of a project than just going out and grabbing trash. But I do believe that if you clean up the neighborhood, that it will at least lower crime rates a little bit.
Well, in the community, I think most people would do themselves and their community a service by stopping watching the local network affiliates and paying more attention to local cable access. Not only the fact that it directly affects you and in your community, you'll find much more truth and less partisan slant on a public access program. I know it sounds sort of disingenuous to say so.
One of the things that we are really working towards in our community is to alert all parents that early literacy is very important, and to read to their children from the very, very beginning of their life in this world.
Well, I think realistically, a lot of people spend and lend too much credence and time invested in their local affiliates, the ABC, NBC, CBS, and network affiliates that appear locally and purport to have our local news coverage for us. In fact, they do themselves a service and their community a service to turn that sort of drivel off and look towards local community access coverage. That's where you'll find the real truth and reality of what's happening in any given community.
I feel like I try to create change in my community through the work that I choose to do. I was in AmeriCorps for a couple of years. Recently I've started working at an entirely community-run volunteer bike shop. And I've also been doing some work with the Patchwork Quilt Digital Divide Initiative, which refurbishes computers and gives them to low-income families to provide them with their first computer.
I personally don't pollute at all, and if I do see trash, I tend to pick it up, and I personally don't participate in crimes and stuff like that. I think, you know, if it was just me doing this, I don't think the theory would work at all. I think we have to do it as a community. But if you get in the sense that you just think, okay, I don't have to do it, other people will do it for me, the theory just wouldn't work. So I personally try to make the neighborhood look nice as I can. I mean, I'm just one human. But yeah, that's my role in the whole broken windows theory.
Specifically, my role is to be part of the St. Paul Neighborhood Network, and we are part of a large team here in downtown St. Paul that supports public access on all levels. We have 5 different channels that show all sides of community, not just one angle, political angle or a religious angle or a schools or education angle. we got them all, and it's important to see the big picture. And so I think that by helping to bring those 5 channels to air in St. Paul, it has to help the community at large understand things more than they would get from their local news media in terms of an affiliate.
Like I said, I don't think it's a simple project, but every little thing helps. I mean, if you just pick up some trash or you cover up some graffiti or something like that, and if you just don't participate in crimes in general, then I think you can, participate in some way with the broken windows theory.
For me, it's really through my work. I really enjoy being a youth program manager, and I really get to help high school students who are in that stage of life where they're really struggling with making decisions just day to day, whether it's personal decisions like sort of boyfriend, girlfriend, or maybe it's more athletic decisions. What kind of a sport do I want to do? What kind of a nutrition diet do I want to have? Or even just academics. So that's the role that I get to play with them, is to be their mentor.
My involvement with the Patchwork Quilt was, I've been on their advisory board for a while, so I've just helped out with some of the behind the scene things. And then I also created a short documentary for them that was about these refurbishing workshops where they would bring in these different families from around the community and show them how to open up their computer and boot it up, how to put a password on it, and just kind of teach them the basics of their new computer to kind of help to bridge that digital divide, because that really is an important thing, especially in that North Minneapolis area.
So people in the community would know what is out there and available to them and for them.